Greetings everyone and welcome. This is Neo and you are watching FinTech. If you enjoy our content, please do not forget to leave a like. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be informed about our later videos. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. Before we start our video, let's hear our legal disclaimer. None of the information given in this video should be taken as financial advice. Please make your investments according to your own research. So today I will tell you the project that we are going to talk about right away. This is Reform DAO. I said it from the get-go because there are lots of things that we should cover about this project, and they are very exciting, especially at this stage of the market and when they are listed on many different exchanges. And just like their name, Reform, they are trying to make something different and unique in the crypto market. So even when we are in crypto and blockchain, there can be some monopolistic structures and some centralized authorities, which we don't really like. So with their AI-driven solutions, they are addressing to this problem in a very prominent way. So they are creating a fair, transparent, and community-focused ecosystem for everyone. So one of the key terms when we're talking about Reform DAO is liquidity provision, because by integrating artificial intelligence into their operations, Reform optimizes liquidity provision and reduces trading costs and democratizes the access to market opportunities. So the first part of the name is Reform and the second part is DAO, and the DAO redistributes profit generated from trading activities to participants, creating a more democratized and fair environment for all the stakeholders. Before I get on with the details, I should tell you that they have a very detailed white paper and documentation, and I really spent quite a bit of long time reading that and understanding everything. And if you are interested, they explain everything in a very clear and transparent manner, and I suggest you to read it for yourselves. Here are some of the unique features of Reform DAO. The first is AI-driven market making. So Reform DAO utilizes advanced machine learning models for predictive insights, fair price forecasting, and also anomaly detection. In turn, they feature and include a real-time data analysis, causal modeling, and dynamic pricing strategies. And if you take a look at their documentation, as I've said, you will see that they're really serious about how they want to build this AI. They say, with past data obtained from various different sources, the algorithms are dynamically trained and their performance is evaluated. Then they are applied to real-time data to predict level of change per price of a crypto token. And they also say using the suite of ML machine learning models, they can actually predict crypto prices, namely linear and non-linear with moving, sliding, or fixed windows, you name it. And the selection of the appropriate model setup is case dependent, they say. Possible results are shown in fully tailored dashboarding with easy to read charts, live graphs, and simulations. And here in the Zish, they also explain the data or features to be used. For example, in terms of tokens, to be selected by e.g. Reform DAO community and availability of historic data, API for current necessary for real-time calculations, and update frequency. And in terms of financials, crude oil future contracts, currency pairs such as yen, euro, Great Britain pound, and they also want to add the value markets such as Turkey, Israel, Ukraine, and Russia, as well as S&P 500 index. And in terms of macroeconomics, they say gross national product growth, consumer price index growth, US Treasury yield, unemployment index, and different countries such as USA, Japan, Netherlands, and France, and Spain actually will be quite important. And as you can understand from this, there will be a significant community-centric governance model from Reform DAO. So members actually influence decisions through decentralized governance, and revenue from operations flows back into the DAO Treasury, benefiting all participants in a fair manner. And in terms of transparency, they provide 24/7 API dashboards to track dynamics and treasury activities. And one of the key things is the sustainability of the project, which I will talk about more. But in short, they have high frequency trading, generates rebates from exchanges, and revenue is reinvested into buybacks, staking rewards, and ecosystem expansion. And in terms of ecosystem and technology, actually they have a retainer model, which Reform manages liquidity using projects' provided assets, earning steady fees. This is really great for long-term sustained price value. And also they have loan option model, which utilizes DAO resources to fund market making with profits reinvested in the ecosystem. And they also want to use something they call HFT, which is high frequency trading. And Reform's HFT strategies drive significant trading volumes, enabling rebates from exchanges. And especially with 224.2 million trades and 5.2 billion trading volume, the platform has generated more than $180,000 in revenue, reinvesting in the DAO Treasury. And in terms of revenue distribution, vehicle allocations to buybacks, operations, and R&D ensure efficient fund utilization, which is really important where you actually use these funds. And these are really great places to spend these funds and integrate these funds into the ecosystem growth. And realized profits replenish the bonding treasury for sustained liquidity. I think the idea behind this project is really solid. And because they have such a circular economy, the project will retain its value for a very, very, very long time. And also, Reform DAO generates revenue through several key streams, which contributes to its treasury, of course, and supports its ecosystem in every case. So these include market making fees, high frequency trading, as I've said, and this liquidity provision. And in terms of market making fees, Reform operates market making strategies for projects using their assets. They are earning steady fees because of this, as I've told you, with the retainer model, and profits from trading activity as well. This is loan option model. And these profits are reinvested into DAO Treasury. This is really important. And combined with HFT and also liquidity provision, this is really important because by providing liquidity for major cryptocurrency pairs on exchanges like Binance and Bybit, Reform earns rebates. The more volume it generates, the larger the rebate paid by the exchanges. And thus, exchanges reward liquidity providers like Reform with rebates based on trading volume. And the more trades Reform executes, the higher the rebates it earns. This is very simple, but very, very effective. And also, I've told you that there are buybacks, and the revenue generated is used for these token buybacks, liquidity provisions, and continued high-frequency trading. The reinvestment creates a compounding effect, increased volume rebates, and ultimately supporting the DAO's long-term growth and sustainability. I like this project because they are all about this long-term growth and giving you a chance to do what you want with your money. And supporting all these, of course, they have a native token, and this is called RFRM. And the total supply is 1 billion tokens, and allocation is as follows. So 39% will be allocated to bonding treasury. You can see how important this is for the ecosystem. 30% staking treasury, 13% for teams and advisors, 10% operations treasury, 3% for the early backers, which is a nice amount, 2.8% for market making, 2% launch incentives, and 0.2% will be for liquidity pool initial Ether to RFRM pool funding. In terms of token utility, I don't need to say there is DAO, of course, which is very solid, by the way, in terms of this project. There's also staking. Rewards are distributed in ERFRM, granting ecosystem access. And there's also liquidity provision. Funds are used in trading layers with returns boosting the treasury. And of course, all of these good ideas to sustain a project for a longer term and keeping its value comes from a very, very experienced team who has combined expertise in crypto for more than 50 years. You can see the team members and their achievements and their experience on the documentation. And I think thanks to their highly experienced and well-networked team, they have a lot of exchanges for their token and a lot of partners as well. So the Reform DAO is actively listed and operational across leading cryptocurrency platforms, including Binance, BITGET, Bybit, OKX, MEXC, Crypto.com, and many others. and strategic partnerships with Avalanche Singularity DAO and Magic Square further enhances its ecosystem, and these are all very big names in crypto. And they have a lot more in the store. In terms of roadmap, they want to launch Reform Quest platform in the last quarter of this year, expand a team and conduct daily buybacks of RFRM token, and move realized profits to an on-chain wallet for greater transparency. What is also great is that Reform has already been audited by CertiK and Hacken, ensuring security and reliability. The commitment to the project is evident in the numbers. The total value locked is 39.3 million and total trades 224.2 million, with trading volume exceeding 5 billion. And they have already generated nearly $200,000 in revenue. Speaking of 200,000, they are very close to reaching that mark in terms of their Twitter followers. And recently there have been some important announcements on the Twitter. For example, they say, as you know, we've shifted to using rebates instead of realized profits for buybacks, operations, and R&D, and they have shared a quick look at why it's a game changer for every RFRM holder and for you. Initially, they have held a live broadcast, and two of their core contributors have doxed themselves, Paul's RFRM and Scorpio RFRM. And if you scroll through their Twitter and their social channels, you will see that they listen to community and they are trying to form a platform and ecosystem which community can also shape and lead. If you want the latest news on Reform DAO, you should follow them on social channels such as Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, and you can read their very detailed documentation on their website, and you can check it out on various different exchanges. That's all for today's video. We'll continue to bring you the latest news and promising projects. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching FinTech. Until next time.